So in this video, I want to talk about a disturbing pattern that I've begun to notice in some of our most celebrated YouTubers. I, like many people, was at one time a fan of the Actman, SkillUp, and Bellular. But as time has gone on, I've noticed a pretty upsetting trend in the content of all three of these guys. Have you noticed these three creators never call anything woke? And if they do, they're making fun of you for using the term? Have you noticed they never talk about the obvious uglification of women in games the past few years? Have you noticed they never talk about the LGBTQI7 community and how they basically run video games right now? Have you noticed they never point out obvious racism against white people? In fact, they'll often say lies like, racism against white people isn't possible. Have you noticed none of them ever talk about the trillions of dollars companies make by bumping up their DEI and ESG initiatives and by putting evil, woke nonsense in their games? Have you noticed they never talk about the complete removal of masculinity from video games? So why? Why are these three dudes intentionally avoiding calling out wokeness in games?
Hey everybody, when do you consider something to be the end of an era? Could it be a style of music that doesn't get made anymore? Could it be your favorite actor dying too soon, marking the end of an era, or something like that? Or, in this case, can entire YouTube, griftosphere come to an end? I think so. Alright, this isn't working. Alright, cut it. Cut the tsunami music out. What am I actually talking about? Like, what am I yapping about? What is, this all about? Well, the death of the YouTube grifter, or to be more specific, the potential death of the YouTube grifter, was juice and jam time, boys. So, let me give you a little bit of Kyle Merrill lore. See, I've been thinking about making this type of video for a while now about YouTube grifters and how they've kind of slowly but surely are dying out somewhat. This is a video idea I've been trying to make for years. Like literal years. More like a year and a half, but you know what I mean. You see, I've come to the realization that YouTube grifters have been bleeding views. Walk with me for a bit. Let's check out RKOUTPOST and let's check out his most popular videos. 1.2 million views, 1 million views, 726,000 views. Zooey mama. Now let's check out his videos now and oh no. But alright, maybe you're not convinced. Fair enough. Let's check out his good buddy Geeks&Gamers. It's kind of the same deal, but this time we're dealing with someone that has 2.4 million views. Holy moly! That's a lot of views. Yahoo! Mamma mia! A pizza pie! This is so fucking stupid. But let's check him out now and... wow. That's depressingly low. Only a couple of his videos have 100,000 views, which, to be fair, is not that bad, but still. But you're still not convinced.
I got you, homie.
Remember that pronouns guy? Yeah, of course you do.
Fucking pronouns!
But let's check out his videos. Surprisingly, his most popular videos are not grifter related. Instead, they're World of Warcraft related. Yeah, I'm surprised too. But still, the usual stuff. 1 million views here. Look, I'm not repeating myself, alright? You get it. Now, let's check out his recent videos, and it's a little better, I guess? He averages around 100k in a video, somewhat. It's very inconsistent, but still. I guess an unperformed video was this, but that's just a compilation or live stream highlights video, so that doesn't count. So, Yeah, look, I'm not gonna bore you with semantics. You get that the views are kinda down. Big whoop. It doesn't mean they're dying, you dum-dum. Alright, but I got another ace in my hole. You know this guy, Grayson? Well, he made a thread calling out neurotic. It doesn't seem that out of the ordinary, you might be thinking, right? But what's crazy is people started agreeing with him, and grifters who are friends, aka shills, of neurotic started defending him. But it's already too late because Grayson used a tactic called facts and logic. In fact, I took so long making this video that one of the guys I was talking about, RKOUTPOST, made a video about the dungeon, the Dragon Age, meant to say, Veilguard character creation, where he basically, I wouldn't say made fun of, but he was just insanely mean-spirited towards some aspects. He was basically calling it woke. It's a character creator. Like, you create your character. Like, if they want to add top surgery scars, then that's their choice, you know? But what's crazy is YouTube actually took that video down.
Really makes you think.
But anyways, his thread was short and to the point. He explained himself clearly and he used actual evidence to prove his points. To deny him is to deny reality itself. Just saying.
Welcome to every video we make. We use one little thing and then we build the narrative out of it. Don't act like that's not what we do.
I don't build a narrative. I
You
give
are an
my
absolute
opinion.
fucking.
You are hard.
Oh, we do. You've made the same fucking video on the same topic at least 7 times a week, Ryan. And you're going to act like we don't do that.
I talk about, yeah, I talk
Larson
about.
says one fucking thing and we make a whole video out of it. That's what we do.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. The real reason why I made this video is because of this guy, Andy Pans Gaming, or as I'm gonna call him, the worst one.
BlackRock knows that if we come together, if we actually come together, we could begin to solve things. We could begin to work together and have a better society. If video games were proportionate to the presence of these people as gamers and in society, that makes sense. If 3% of the population is LGBT, then 3% of the video games should be LGBT. If 14% of the population is black, then 14% of the video games should be black. Today, I want to talk about the great pussification of video games that has happened in the past 20 years. The LGBTQ crowd are satanic devil worshippers, so of course they have witches in their game. No Giga Chad would actually play this slop. Recent staff photos of Ubisoft and Halo Infinite developers, and it's all starting to make sense. It's a bunch of fat white liberal women. And white liberal women have no interest in masculine, manly, male characters. Alright, look, if you're a mod on Reddit, you're not going to be able to handle this video. I've gotten banned from Reddit like 10 times because I showed up and asked you homos a simple question and y'all can't answer it, so you ban me. So if you spend a lot of time on Reddit, we already know you wear women's clothes. We know your wife has a boyfriend, and we know you drive a Prius. Don't play Fortnite. Support Russian and Eastern European games. Play Ready or Not, play Tarkov, play Stalker and Stalker 2. Look, I'm American and I love America, and I hate that I have to recommend games from the East right now, but I do. Russian, Chinese, Japanese games still have some semblance of morality and normal masculinity in them. Meanwhile, anything made in Homo Sweden or Homo Germany or Homo England or Homo America is going to be gay and woke. Oh, and how could I forget Homo France?
See, up until this point, the people we have talked about aren't outright malicious. I mean, their fans are, but that's another story. And Andy is no different, but still, with him being a bad liar, to him deleting debates, it's clear that Andy is not great at this whole grifting thing. Let's call this section the sins of Andy Pans Gaming. Also, I'm using the video from the Gamertron show as a source because sadly, you know, most of his Andy Xbox videos have either been deleted or I just can't find them online. And also, he has a history of deleting stuff, so yeah.
Foreshadowing as a narrative device.
Now I want to clarify, I did my own research, like I actually did, but I'm just going to use his little video as a source, just in case if I forget about something, or if he reminds me of something, you know, when I watch the video, stuff like that. Andy Pants Gaming, or Andy for short, got his start not on this channel, but instead his Andy Xbox channel. Yeah, he used to be an Xbox fanboy. I found this video from this guy talking about him just 4 months ago. Now, if you look up his channel now, it's dead. No, like seriously, it's dead.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
And that's kind of it. But don't worry, it gets worse. If you think we're done, we're not. Andy is even worse at lying. And I can prove it. For example, did you know he was a defender of Skull and Bones? Yeah, that's Skull and Bones. He's made community posts / memes about it. Let's check it out. You know Black Flag is better, right? You should feel bad for supporting live service games. Quit having fun! So tank only combat is okay. Yep. A warship combat only game is okay. Yep. Air combat only game is okay. Yep. So why is a pirate ship only game not okay? Whoa, 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 whoa! That's different! Thank you, I will be here all night. Oh, it gets worse. Remember this from his Woke Apocalypse video?
If video games were proportionate to the presence of these people as gamers and in society, that makes sense. If 3% of the population is LGBT, then 3% of the video games should be LGBT. If 14% of the population is black, then 14% of the video games should be black.
Meanwhile, on the same channel.
Number 14, Deathloop. Deathloop was my game of the year 2021, and I'm not sorry about it. Halo Infinite is probably my number 2 game for that year. Number 19, Watch Dogs. Halo Infinite is probably my number 2 game for that year. Today, I want to talk about the great pussification of video games that has happened the past 20 years. Is it a soy-based diet doing this? Is it the rise of OnlyFans simping doing this? If you have recently had the thought, I wonder what new pumpkin-flavored items Trader Joe's has. Be careful, my brother in Christ. You might be gay now. Now, guys, just first off, I have no interest in a political debate. I don't want to get political about this because I honestly don't care.
Now, guys, just first off, I have no interest in a political debate. I don't want to get political about this because I honestly don't care.
Oh, it gets even worse.
Dude, this game is primarily just a fun game. It's not going to end up on any critics' must-play games of the year. It certainly is not going to win a Game of the Year award, but the game was very fun. Just to give you a point of reference here, I was recently playing Doom 2016, and I know that game is critically acclaimed, but I put the game down several times. I think it's an absolute travesty that Doom 2016 did not get higher ratings on some websites. Doom 2016 is one of the best pure shooters I've played in a really long time. It's just an incredible game. So there's this thing you see on YouTube a lot now, and it's called grifting, and you see people like Luke Stevens and Asmongold doing it a lot, and it just basically means these people have no integrity whatsoever. And it basically means you just regurgitate whatever the popular opinion to have right now is. You have no integrity, and you will just regurgitate whatever people want to hear. I loved Cyberpunk when it came out because it was a great game then, and I love it now because it's still a great game. But Luke Stevens and Asmongold hated Cyberpunk when it came out, and now they're praising it. And they changed their opinion on this game because they're simply chasing the clicks. They're chasing whatever is popular, and they have zero integrity. Nothing significant in Cyberpunk has changed, and yet these guys' opinion on the game has done a complete 180 in the past 3 years. Why would they do that? And it's because they're chasing clicks and they're grifters.
And this last section is gonna be long, kind of. So let's start with this thought. Think about everything I showed you. Think about everything you probably might go, oh, come on, Kyle, you can't be serious. This guy's obviously full of crap. There's no way people would actually believe in this guy, right? Right?
I'm thinking of starting a virtual meetup where we literally just study God's word, the Bible, together and reject modernity and talk about what it looks like to be a Christ follower and reject this stuff in our culture today. So comment Bible down below if you think you might want to be involved in that. Thanks, guys.
Now look, on its own, it looks harmless. But to me, this is potentially dangerous. I mean, from my knowledge, he's not taking anyone's money. Thank God. But this is a dangerous game he's playing here. Now, on the one hand, it might be nothing. Like, nothing will happen to him. But on the other hand, he's gonna bring in these types of people. You know what I'm talking about. These kind. The people who actually hate gay and black people. People who justify their hatred by saying it's God's will, even though it isn't. You know, these types of assholes.
There are those who doubt this is the wrath of God. You nigger fag lovers, and the devil is burning them for all eternity.
How do you think they're going to react when they realize that you've been lying to them for money? To be fair, nothing will happen to you physically, but still, this is bad, no way about it. If he was just grifting, I wouldn't have to make this video, at least this part of the video, at all. And because he did do all of that, I can confidently say that Andy Pants Gaming is the worst one, the worst grifter, because he's not even just good at his job, he's terrible at it. And also because I want to cut this section short, let's call it I wouldn't say a night, but let's just call this section over. Let's move on to the next section. Look, I'm not saying grifters are dead or anything like that, but I want you to think about what I'm saying, the things I'm showing you, and you cannot deny that there's a little bit of truth in what I'm saying, at least a little bit, and I want to make it abundantly clear. I am not as biased as you think, I'm sure of it. I don't like most of them, but that doesn't mean they're always wrong or right. The point of my video is to give you my reasoning and evidence as best I can, so that way you can hopefully come to your own conclusions. And hey, if this video ends up aging like milk or whatever, and all of this is for nothing, then at least I tried. And that's all you can count, right? At least you tried, or something like that. But anyways, this is a video I've wanted to make for years, and I'm so glad I finally did it after all this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you to the Gamertron show and his video. I'll link it down below if you want to watch it. But anyways, I'll see you when I see you. Or I'll just see you on the flip side. Peace.